Biz Unite. Introducing my first guest up here. And Kat, why don't you introduce yourself to the crowd?
Okay, hi, my name is Kat Helgeson. I'm a young adult author.
Alrighty, let's jump right into it. So, what is your latest project?
Okay, right now I'm working on a book which I'm hoping to submit to my agent fairly soon. It's a contemporary young adult piece and it's called Breaking Character.
Breaking character. Okay. You want to give the audience maybe just an idea of what that's about?
Okay, it's about a couple of kids who go away to a theater camp. And at the theater camp, one of the rules is that you're not allowed to talk to anybody who's in the show with you, so that you can preserve, the clarity of the onstage relationship.
Okay.
And these two kids, because this is a young adult story, they fall in love.
Cool.
And so they're sneaking around behind the back of their director trying to conduct their love story. So
very interesting, very interesting. How long have you been writing for, Kat?
I have been writing professionally for, I guess, about a year and a half now.
Okay.
I started my first project last August.
Awesome. And since then, you've just been able to take off.
It's been a little stop and start. My first one sold very quickly. It was very successful. But then since then, I've had a few false starts. I was on submission in 2014 with a project that didn't really go anywhere.
Okay.
So we're hoping to retool that and maybe send it out again, but right now I'm working on other things.
Okay. What will be different now that will make you go, I guess, forward in the right direction versus last time?
Every project that I work on, I learn a little bit. I'm able to look at the things that didn't work. So the project that I worked on in 2014, a big problem with it was that the plot structure wasn't solid enough.
Okay.
A lot of plot points didn't make sense or didn't follow that logically from each other.
Okay.
So I've just come up with different ways of planning before I start to make sure that everything makes sense before I go into it.
Very nice. Yeah, in the blog, you mentioned that it's very important to have a grand plan, and then you also mentioned it's important as well to have smaller plans within a grand plan. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, and what I have actually is, this is my storyboard.
Okay.
So what I do is break down everything that needs to happen in my story for the plot to come together. And so each of these little boxes represents, one little plot point that needs to happen. So when you sit down and say to yourself, I'm going to write a novel, that seems like a huge project.
Right.
But when you say to yourself, okay, today I'm going to write the scene where they pick the kid up at the airport, which is up here, that's much smaller.
Right.
So it's a lot easier to tackle it if it's one little thing at a time. And then, to chart my success, I move the magnet along the board, and that helps me see how I'm doing. It's just a little reward system that I have for myself.
All right, very awesome.
So.
Very nice. So your tip for business owners would basically be have the grand plan and have small plans within the grand plan.
Yes.
Okay.
Small achievements.
Small achievements. You heard it first, guys. I'm Terry with Small Business Unite, and this is Kat. Over and out.
Head underwater, and you tell me to breathe easy for a while. The breathing gets harder.